It's Patricia, independent Scentsy consultant from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. If you like Empties videos, stick around because I'm going to cover these items. We're going to do new items, scents of the month, old items, couple special bars, bring back my bars, the testers that I warmed that were not in Tester Tuesday, and the other products. And at the end of the month, as always, we have our challenge for the month. It's usually a question of the month. This month, it's going to be a little different. We're going to do a challenge. So let's get into it. The first bar I finished up, it's a first for me, my first time warming the ever popular blueberry cheesecake. Now, Courtney, she has a channel, and she is a good friend of mine, and we chat back and forth, and she found out I did never warm blueberry cheesecake, and she said, you must warm it. So I did. The scent notes are New York cheesecake, light graham cracker crust, and blueberries. So, okay, so I put this in the warmer. It was pretty intense day one. Now, my daughter came home and she said, our house smells musty. Later, my husband said, our house smelled like vomit. He said it wasn't a good smell. He goes, but I kind of got used to it. I said, what do you mean you kind of got used to it? He goes, well, it got better. So what I think was both of them were kind of picking up on that, like some people say the sour milk cheesecake tone. Some people don't like. So they were picking up on that. I was okay with it. Actually, it was okay for me on day one. Day two, I actually enjoyed it even more. So it kind of mellowed out a little bit, and I really, really enjoyed it on day two. I put some of this in my open concept. I put a cube in my entranceway, and I put some of it in my son's room. So my whole downstairs level was blueberry cheesecake. Will I repurchase this? I think I have one bar, and I will definitely warm it when I feel like it. It won't be warmed a lot. I don't think I'll pick up a brick. But this is a really nice, like, especially on day two, it's a really nice medley of scents. You get a little bit of the cream cheese. It's not a boom in your face on day two. The blueberries kind of mellow out, and you just get a soft whisper of the graham cracker. It's delicious. So that's blueberry cheesecake. I'm so happy I finally warmed it. The next one I warmed is a bar of cinnamon vanilla. And this was an old beat up bar. I might have picked it up off of like one of my little Scentsy deals. This one was sweaty as well. And it has vanilla beans, cinnamon, coconut, and cassia. And I think cassia is kind of like a spin-off of cinnamon. So you kind of have a couple different variations of cinnamon. And you've got coconut. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's coconut in here? And I'm like, maybe I can smell just like almost like a gentle like kiss of coconut, but it works perfectly. Now this one here, I love vanilla scents. I love cinnamon scents. So of course, I really enjoyed this. And it did better than I thought. Now this is an older bar. And sometimes when you see older sweaty bars, you're kind of worried about performance. In my opinion, the sweatiness usually means it's going to be strong. Now, whatever you do, try not to wipe off the sweatiness and discard it. Keep it on the cube, put it in your warmer, and you'll get good results. If you have a lot left in your clamshell, you're not going to be having as much in your warmer. So sometimes, even if you had a little something that, if there was like an abundance of oils or material, you could try to like get it in your warmer. But this was a really pretty cinnamon vanilla. I will definitely repurchase this. Some people might say it's boring and plain, but maybe I'm boring and plain because I really liked it. The next one has a scent of the month sticker, but it's actually available this catalog season as a regular scent, and it is Make Waves. And look at the pretty packaging on that. So Make Waves has notes of Icelandic water, dewy greens, and apple blossom. And this is a boomer. It's very, very strong, aquatic, almost like a heavy aquatic with like an undertone of cologne. And that apple blossom is a floral, but it still seems overridingly masculine to me. Not huge masculine, but it's a nice, fresh, assertive, aquatic scent. That might be a good way to describe it. You definitely notice it when you walk in the room. It's probably like a good between 8 and 9, depending on the zone you warm it in. Bigger zones, you will get a slightly lighter throw because it kind of dissipates through the air. But this one is very, very strong, and it's great performance. Probably brought it back. And that is Make Waves. Now that I think about it, most of the scents of the month came back, so who knows. Okay, this month's scent of the month, it is Strawberry Rose. As I film this video, it's late in February. So this is strawberries, soft rose petals, and sheer musk. And the strawberry in here is definitely like an artificial. It reminds me of Jell-O strawberry powder before you add the water. Like it has like a little bit of a tone that feels like it's like powdery and strawberry. And then there's a little bit of floral, just the hint of floral, and it kind of works with it so well that you don't mind it. if you don't like florals. It works really well with the strawberry. The strawberry is very sweet. I don't get a lot of those other notes. I basically get a lot of that artificial powdery strawberry, which I don't mind, and I get a little tiny bit of the rose. One thing I find about this is, to me, I don't get a very long lasting performance. I find the strength is about a medium, but it doesn't seem to last very long. That's just my experience. Strawberry rose. My son really likes this one. Okay, the next one is last year's February scent of the month, and it was recently in clearance, and it is Poppy Fields, one of the most pretty color packagings in my opinion. And this one is very floral. It is red poppy, fig, and rose petals. Very floral for this. Like, I put this in my open concept and I was like, whoa, it's strong. It's very strong. I think I still maybe have 2 or 3 bars of this. And so what I did was I took the rest of this bar and kind of put it in my son's room, and I added, I had whiteout finishing, and whiteout was kind of dying off, and I just added Poppy Fields right on top of the whiteout. Now, whiteout has a lot of peppermint, and I'll talk about it here in a second. You should never add new wax to old wax, so I kind of broke a Scentsy rule, but I was kind of trying to dilute this because it's pretty strong. And the peppermint in this was a really nice complement to the florals and the fig. I don't know. I'm going to be doing it again, so I really liked it. I don't know if I'll use whiteout, but I'll try different peppermints and fiddle around. And I'll definitely have like less peppermint than Poppy Fields, but I'm just going to fiddle around. But yeah, always fiddle around with scents if you don't like them, because you can doctor them up into something that you do like. March 2020's Scent of the Month, Spring Has Sprung. So this was a vibrant, like lemon lime green wax. The scent notes on this are blooming magnolia, lemons, and sandalwood. There's also like cedar wood. I think there was something else I forget. I don't get any woodsy tones when I smell this. I get like a fresh air floral, like a lemony fresh air floral. Now, I find it's stronger here in the clamshell than it is when you put it in the warmer. Like, I tried some in my open concept. It wasn't very good, like 5 out of 10. I thought it would do better there, and I thought, well, it's a floral and it's pretty, almost like an assertive floral for the floral part of it. So I thought, I'm going to just see if I can tone it down by putting in my open concept. Well, it was way too toned down. So then I took 2 cubes and put it in my bedroom, and I could barely smell it. Like, I describe it as a fresh air clean smell. Well, it's almost like too much air because I just couldn't smell it. And I did use a couple cubes for local samples in orders. So I will definitely warm more and see if I can try it in different areas of my home. My downstairs son's room, usually everything throws really well there, so I'll try it there. And if it doesn't do well there, then it's a real dud. But that Spring Has Sprung. The jury is still out on that one. We'll see how it does. Okay, January 2020. Inhale, exhale. Now this one here I struggle with because the scent notes are salted citrus, freesia, and solar woods. And there's other scent notes as we had seen in the flyer, but I definitely get the salted citrus, and that salted part is the part that bugs me. Now, in saying that, I am slowly getting a little bit more tolerant of this. I don't hate it. I don't even know if I dislike it anymore. It's just kind of there. But one thing I love about it is it's nice and strong. So I put 2 cubes in her 20-watt warmer. What is that warmer? It's the one that the incentive with the purple and the butterfly. So I thought, okay, I'm going to put this. It's nice and strong in my opinion. I'm going to put in a lower wattage to kind of tame it down a little bit. So if you're putting something in a lower wattage, it will lessen the strength, but it's going to prolong that scent because it's going to take longer for the scent to kind of be warmed off. Okay, that makes sense, right? Okay, so I had it going and I walked into the house and her bedroom is upstairs, and whatever I had warming in my open concept, I couldn't smell. All I could smell was the 2 cubes way upstairs of Inhale, Exhale. And then the other day I went into her room and we did not turn it on at all overnight, because I usually put that warmer on overnight or something overnight, just so a little bit of light in her room. She's 14, but she still likes light. Like she'll sleep the whole night with a lamp on. But anyway, I said, you can turn the light off. She goes, I like the light. Anyway, so I walked in the room, opened the door, warmer is off. I could smell Inhale, Exhale, and I'm not joking. So to me, this one is very, very strong. If you like strong, good, long-lasting performing scents, you definitely want to put this one in your Scentsy Club to try it. All right, let's move on to wax that you cannot get. But I always say you should listen to these bars because obviously sometimes they come back, but you also want to be formulating your Bring Back My Bar voting list always. So this one here is apple cherry cider, and this one is apple, cherry, and cinnamon stick. Now this one here was part of the Harvest Trio, and this one, that trio, I don't think it sold the greatest. And this one was probably the medium level performer of the three, so I have another one here coming up. You can definitely smell both apple and cherry, but not a whole lot of cherry, but you can smell it. I think if you're going to warm this, you're going to probably want to like cherry. You can definitely smell cinnamon. Yeah. This one here, it was a little subpar for me in terms of Scentsy performance. I find it kind of, from my memory, it was fairly strong enough, but it just kind of fizzled out quickly. In my Scentsy Club, I really like this scent. I gave it a hard time at the beginning, but man, I love it now. It's Vanilla Mint. This one is Wintergreen, Vanilla, and Frozen Citrus, and this just rocks my world. Oh, man. This is not something I would put in a big area, just to get that out there. Small room scent for me, bedroom or bathroom, and I love it. Or like an entranceway, something small and contained, and also either a full-size warmer is a little bit better. But in my kids' bathroom, there's a mini warmer on the side of each sink. So there's 2 sinks and there's a mini warmer next to it. If you put 1 cube in each of those, man, it is awesome. It's like a beautiful sweet vanilla with the spearminty, wintergreeny, mintiness of the... Oh, and then the citrus. I don't know what frozen citrus is, but freeze it because I love it. It's good. That's Vanilla Mint. I love that one. All right. This one is in the old packaging. It's old school, and it is sweet plum pastry. So this one is described as black plum, toasted coconut, and marshmallow. And most people really want to try sweet plum pastry if they have not tried it. This is a really nice, deep, rich, sweet, juicy plum. And that coconut, what kind of coconut was it? Toasted. I don't really get a lot of toasted, but it reminds me of black coconut, which is an exotic, yummy variation of regular coconut. And then you get marshmallow and you get the plum tart. Oh, so good. This one is good, and it does tint the back of your clamshells. If you see that, do not worry. Certain fragrance oils tint the clamshells. It doesn't mean it's gone bad. It can do that right away. It's like something staining cloves. Mustard stains, wine stains, blueberry stains. You're getting my drift. Okay, cinnamon roasted pear. That one is another one that was in the Harvest Trio. Now this one to me was the strongest of the 3. I still have huckleberry apple pie to warm. I'll probably warm that next month. But cinnamon roasted pear basically is roasted pear, clove, cinnamon, and a touch of vanilla bean. And this one here was really, really nice. It did really well in my open concept. I think I left it in a couple of days. I definitely enjoyed it. That clove, you could smell the clove, you could smell the cinnamon, you could smell the richness of the pear. It's definitely a little bit more assertive on the clove and cinnamon, but that helped carry it through, made it a little bit more long lasting in a challenging area of my home. So I really like this one. Would I repurchase it? If it came back, I would definitely probably pick up one. I would not hoard it, but I definitely enjoyed that one. So that is cinnamon roasted pear. And here we have Whiteout, and this is the older packaging. And this I picked up, I believe, in a flash sale, probably a year and a half-ish ago. And this is cool peppermint, golden apple, and frosty winter pine. I don't get any at all of winter pine. I get peppermint, and I get like that golden delicious apple. And that is just like a tangy, almost like an overripe apple smell. That's what I get. Just a little bit, like 20% and then 80% peppermint. Now I really like this. It's slightly less strong than I was expecting it to be. But the thing that I don't like about this in my house, it just kind of dies off. Like it's like going. And I'm like, where did the Whiteout go? I want more Whiteout. So, I mean, I think I still have 1 bar, and someone, I don't know who it was, told me to mix this with winter pine. So maybe I'll give that a try, but I'll probably hold that bar over until next year. Okay, here we have the 2 bars that I picked up from my director, because people were messaging me after I did my Scentsy Club video. I swear I did that video, and then like the next day, they changed the bricks. So anyway, they're like, Patricia, the indigo berries and indigo cotton bricks are in there. And they used to be in there, and then they took them out for a few months, and now they're back along with Clean Breeze. And these were part of the Indigo collection, which was 6 bars and had a special box, and it was really pretty. And if you want to see the whole collection, go to Ramona Talks channel. She did a whole video, and there's like very detailed scent notes on all these. I don't really even have scent notes, but I did watch her video, and I did watch her review video. So basically, let's do each one and just what I thought about it. So they were both sweaty. Just want to say that. So I don't know if you can see here. It's a little grungy. You know, almost looks like it's humid, but that's the gook. So I'm Cold Sniff. Indigo Cotton was definitely one that I liked a tiny bit better when I first smelled it. This one here is basically chambray on a clothesline. Breezy, clean, and serene. That's what it's described as. And to me, this reminds me of like when you take jeans out of the dryer and they smell like jeans out of the dryer. But you know how sometimes like there'll be a part of the jean like the waistband or the pocket and it's still a little bit wet. And then you kind of get that whiff of the wet jean. So kind of like that. What did I write down? Let me just see. I wrote down that it has a slight perfumey tone, almost like ice wine or some sweetness, that kind of thing. And it also reminded me a little bit of the gelato candle from Bath & Body Works, like a weird sweet tone that I was picking up in both. But anyway, I put this in various areas of my home, and it definitely did better in a full-size warmer in terms of strength and throw, but it wasn't as strong as I thought it was going to be for a laundry scent. It was like maybe a medium at best, just shy of medium, maybe like 6.5-ish out of 10. And I don't know, by the time I was finished this, I thought to myself, I'm good. I enjoyed this, but it would take me so long to get through a brick because I like laundry scents, but I don't love them, and I usually don't warm them in areas of my home that would use up a lot of wax. So if I had a brick of this, it would last me forever. Now, I don't think I would put this in my open concept layout, but you could try it if you'd like, depending on how high your ceilings are. I have crazy high ceilings, so yeah, this one I enjoyed. This one is Indigo Cotton. You can't really see the writing very well, but I enjoyed it. I'm good with this bar. Now, then we have Indigo Berries, okay? So here we have the pretty butterfly again. We have a little bit of sweaty juiciness from the packaging. So this one, let me read you. It says, sun-ripened sugared berries, sweet, tart, and bright. It's definitely tart. It's definitely sweet at the same time and nice and bright and vibrant. This one here reminded me of like a couple different bars. A sweeter version of Blueberry Rush, almost like there's a black raspberry influence, but I definitely picked up almost like a grape. And normally I don't like grapes, but when you add all those things together, it worked really nicely. And Ramona really hit it on the head. She said it reminded me of Huckleberry and Clementine. And I can definitely see that because Huckleberry and Clementine doesn't have a lot of clementine. So you kind of think there's going to be an orange influence, but this is fairly similar to that. I think I might like this a little bit better. And it wasn't a home run in terms of scent appeal or anything, but I really enjoyed it. And it did fairly well. It did better in terms of strength. I would say strength was about 7.5 in my big area. And then in the other areas, it's a good 7.5, 8. And it lasted an average fair amount of time for me. I like this one. I probably would pick this up in a brick, but I'm going to be responsible and work on getting my bricks down. So both are good, but I'm going to be picking up Indigo Berries. Okay, let's move on to bring back my bars. We'll try to go through these efficiently. I have African Mahogany, and this one is a very strong, long-lasting woodsy scent with musk and amber. Those are the scent notes. I find you get a little tiny bit of like a tobacco. You get a little bit of a leather vibe with this one. Yeah, this one here, if you like those earthy, masculine, woodsy fragrances, then you might want to try to track a bar of this down. Then we have Perfect Oatmeal. This one is brown sugar oatmeal, toasted almonds, and dark currants. Okay, so I don't really get oatmeal from this. I don't know. The more I warm this, the more I don't care for it. It reminds me of this show that I used to watch, and there was like kids that used to bake. So they were given a recipe. There were 3 kids. They were given a recipe, like make these cookies. And they don't have to follow the recipe. They can do whatever they want. And their parents aren't there. And then the parents have to taste test each cookie and figure out which one their kids made. And some of them would make really good tasting cookies, and they would look like a beautiful kind of like oatmeal cookie or something. And other ones, it would look good, and the parents would taste it, and there'd be like mustard in it and ketchup. Anyway, I feel like this one has butter. Like the kid that made that perfect oatmeal added like butter and popcorn and all this weird stuff. I don't know. This does not smell like perfect oatmeal to me. My daughter just made oatmeal before her skating competition and it did not smell like this. So anyway, that's my story about perfect oatmeal. I would say unperfect. Okay, Ice Hotel. Ice Hotel is Blue Mint, Arctic Pine, and Winter Citrus. This one here has not been a good one for me. I don't really like this one. Now, a lot of times when I talk about it, I said it smells like a really strong cologne that's trying to cover up BO. I do not really smell BO, but what I mean is the person putting on the cologne, they're like, okay, I haven't showered in days. I'm just going to load it on and hope no one notices. And that's the scent I get from this. Like if I put this in a small room like my son's room, as soon as I walk in, I'm like, oh, it just kind of chokes me up. So this does a lot better for me in a big zone because it kind of like, it's allowed to air and breathe out a little bit and it doesn't choke me up as much. So that is Ice Hotel. And it reminds me a lot of like being stuck in an elevator with someone that just douses himself with cologne. That's what it reminds me of. And maybe it's because when I was a kid, I did get stuck in an elevator with people and we were on for like about 45 minutes. And I mean, no one smelled bad and all that stuff. But yeah, I probably don't love elevators because of that. But yeah, Ice Hotel, not for me. Amber Road. We have red cedar and resinous incense. This one was okay for me. I definitely was able to tolerate it, no problem, but it did kind of change in different areas. I liked it better in bigger areas as well versus smaller areas. So that is Amber Road. Again, a very masculine, rich, deep, earthy incense, exotic kind of fragrance. So if you like those, I would try to find one of those from someone in your area. Redwood and cedar. We've got a lot of brown bars here. This is a fresh scent with texture and warmth and sensuality, reminiscent of a cedar closet. I don't really think you have sensuality and cedar closets. Usually I wouldn't think of those things going together, but anyway, who knows what the hell's going on in your cedar closet. Okay, so this one here is definitely got like a cedar wood influence, that kind of vibe, but it's also got a soapiness, a sweet soapiness. This one here does really well in my home. Like, oh my gosh, it's so strong. This one, if I put it in my son's room or my laundry room, it lasts for days. Like, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. So sometimes after a while, it doesn't really scent the room as great. You have to be close to the warmer, but if you smell the wax, it still smells really, really strong. So sometimes if you have this in a mini warmer and you're finding it's not scenting the room, you could do a transplant where you take the wax out of the mini warmer, like let it cool. Then that semi-solid, you can just indent it a little bit. Scoop it out. You can scoop it out. It's like Play-Doh. You can play with it. Anyway, put it in a hotter style warmer and you might be able to get more life out of it if you really like the scent, and that is redwood and cedar. And we have frosted white birch. This is my last Bring Back My Bar. This is basically peppermint, eucalyptus, lavender, blonde woods, fir needle, and amber. A little bit everything. It's the kitchen sink of winter cologne scents, but it's light. It's a light, wintry cologne scent. And some people think it's a little bit close to Cambridge. I would say it's a little bit close to Cambridge, but it's lighter. And I put this in my kid's bathroom to finish it off. I think I had 4 cubes, so on 2 different occasions I finished it off there. It did well in that small zone, but I don't think it would do well in a big zone. And I wasn't really one that I personally cared for the scent. So let me just go through the testers. Here are the testers that I did for Tester Tuesday. I'm not going to talk about those, so you can refer to the Tester Tuesday videos if you'd like to hear about those. But let's talk about the ones that are not in Tester Tuesday. I finished up, I did a little mixing with Johnny Appleseed and Porch Pumpkin. So Porch Pumpkin is fresh picked pumpkin, acorn, and autumn air. And Johnny Appleseed is basically like Macintosh apples and peels and pears. Oh, and those two together, it reminds me a little bit of like pumpkin apple or apple pumpkin. Those two fragrances from Bath & Body Works and the Yankee. Very, very nice. There's no spice per se with those two scents mixed together. But I really enjoyed it. And I would highly suggest trying that out. Porch Pumpkin and Johnny Appleseed. It's a good one. Here's 2 little mini testers I put in my bathroom, and they're guava honey. So the scent notes on this are pure honey, dark berries, citrus, and guava. And I looked it up. It was July 2015 scent of the month. This was not good. This was gross. I don't know. Could you raise your hand if you are a guava honey fan? Because I don't know. This is very honey. Yeah, very nectary. I love Be My Honey. And I only love Be My Honey warmed. I don't like this cold or warm. And it seemed to last a long time. So I don't know. Guava honey, not one that I'd be voting back and bring back my bar. But I'm happy to finish up the testers and been able to say that I tried it. I finished up 3 testers in breakfast blend, and this one here is Rich Just Brewed Coffee, and I don't love this scent, so I'm not sad to see it go. I definitely prefer Coffee Tree, and I wish Scentsy would do more coffee scents. I don't know why. I don't think whoever, like, they must not like coffee scents, Orville and Heidi. I don't know. We need coffee. It's like Mocha Doodle is just one scent, and that's it. We need more. So anyway, this one here, it's a little on the bitter side, and it's got like a weird undertone. To me, something like a sandalwood to try to make it longer lasting, but to me, it just doesn't work with the scent. I don't know if there's sandalwood, but that's just my guess. I took 2 mini testers of sugar and 2 mini testers of shimmer, and I mixed those together. Shimmer is cherries, apricot, white musk, and spun sugar. And sugar is lemon drops and cotton candy. Sugar is one of my absolute favorites. Did I like them mixed together? I prefer them separated, to be honest. But I wanted to try it. I put all 4 of these in my downstairs entranceway in my mini warmer. Uh-oh. Texting, sorry. The phone's too far away. I can't grab it. But anyway, yeah, I prefer them on their own. Shimmer is a very girly, feminine, slightly perfumey, almost reminds me of a teenager scent. And sugar is, again, very girly, sweet, cotton candy, reminiscent of Aqualina's pink sugar. And speaking of sugar, I warmed a full-size tester of sugar cookie, butter, sugar, and vanilla. And I warmed this in my work. And I don't know if it's because I don't warm scents in my work because people there don't like scent. So I can't warm things unless the owner's gone. And then there's a hygienist that she hates scent. So I have to wait for her to go. And then I said to everybody else, what do you want? What do you want? And one of the other hygienists said, I want something sweet and food-like. So I said, okay, we'll go with sugar cookie because it's kind of gentle. And I don't want to blow anybody out because sometimes you don't know if it's going to bother the patient. So I put this way in the back room where I have an office, far, far away from where all the patients are. But this thing really worked well. I was surprised. And I don't know if it's because we don't have scent there. And you're like, oh, it's like virgin territory. But this did really, really well. And I friggin' loved it. And I didn't even want to turn it off at the end of the day. Anyway, that is sugar cookie. I like when those people don't come to work because then I sneak in the scents. Okay, let's go through the non-wax items, and the video is getting very, very long, and we're almost done. I finished up an oil in Bliss, and I'll just quickly go over this. It is, oh my gosh, olibanum, geranium, ylang ylang, and amorous, and those are a lot of weird notes. But this I did not like. Ooh, it's very intensely strong, like astringent, minty, florally. It's intense. This is very herbal. I think I put this in my son's room. Sometimes my son's room doesn't smell good. Oh my gosh, sorry. I'm just gonna wait. Sometimes it smells, and he's a boy, so I don't know, but sometimes it smells like urine. And I don't know, like I wash his sheets and all that stuff, but I think it's just because he's a boy. Anyway, so this definitely gets rid of that smell. For laundry, I finished up a full kit and caboodle of the Laundry Love bundle in, what is this? Aloe water and cucumber. So you have 2 dryer discs, the washer whiffs tub, and the laundry. Now I do want to mention, I definitely like this scent quite a bit. But some scents don't hold well onto the clothes for a long time. Like they smell great like for like a day or two, and then if you put them away, bring them out, you can't really smell the scent. I would say this is somewhat like that. But one thing I want to say is I really like the granules of this. They were very, very fine compared to some of the granules are very chunky. So I don't know. These probably would dissolve a little bit quicker, and I don't know why they're slightly different. But anyway, maybe pick up a small tub if you're interested in trying that. See what you think of it, because I liked it. It would be a repurchase for me. I finished up a small tub of Go-Go Mango and the corresponding dryer discs in Go-Go Mango. This scent is no longer available in laundry, but you can get this in wax. But sometimes I always wonder, like, if they discontinue a scent in a line, does that mean like the scent is slowly going away? It always makes me a little nervous because with apple butter frosting, I love that scent, and they had it in Car Bar, and it was like the best in Car Bar, and then they took it away. So then I'm like, they better not take away the wax. Don't take away apple butter frosting. Anyway, so those I liked as well, but again, same thing, not super long lasting. And I just want to say, I'm going to sneak this in. Okay, so when I did my laundry video, I was actually going to compare Scentsy laundry with non-Scentsy laundry. So I picked up a non-Scentsy laundry product, and I was going to do cost comparisons. And then I was just like, you know what? That's just going to be too muddled, and I just didn't do it. But I had this to finish up, so I finished up this. So the laundry that I used this for, I didn't use it for my work clothes because I found it pretty strong. It's Downy Odor Defense Febreze fragrance. Anyway, when I used this on my son's clothes, one day my husband was carrying him. He's special needs, so we usually lift him certain areas, put him in his seat, put him in his wheelchair, whatever. And he was like, Drew's clothes smell so good. And I was like, oh, it's not a Scentsy product, it's this. So I would say if you're new to Scentsy laundry, these are a little bit more assertive. You can definitely smell these non-Scentsy products better. And Scentsy products are a little bit more like, if you love a scent, then maybe you want to gravitate and get that in the laundry. Or if you want a slightly more subtle scent, you might want to get to the laundry. Now, in saying that, Clothesline, Clean Breeze, Jammy Time, even Lavender Cotton, some of those ones are very strong in my opinion. But anyway, these two, Aloe, Water and Cucumber, and Go-Go Mango, are a little bit softer. Okay, now we have Counter Clean and Amazon Rain. This product is no longer available in this scent, but Counter Clean is still available. You basically can use this on a lot of different things, but just stay away from glass. It leaves streaks on glass. This is really good in the sense that it does clean stubborn stains. So not only just for counters, and some people are noticing that it does leave a film, and that is because it leaves a film as part of the way it works to try to make things easier to clean. So Amazon Rain is a really nice fresh scent. You can still get this in a myriad of other products. It's a bestseller, and I don't have too much to say about that. Amazon Rain, Counter Clean, rest in peace. Okay, so that brings us to 33 minutes, and we're going to do the challenge of the month. And I should have brought something out, but instead of the question of the month, we are doing a challenge. And it made me think, I wanted to do this because a girl on my team, and I can't take credit for this, she put a picture up of a Bath & Body Works hand soap and a Scentsy hand soap. And the picture showed the Bath & Body Works hand soap empty, and the Scentsy one was like, I don't know, like half empty or 2/3 gone. And she said, like, it's something to the effect of they're the same size, but one lasts longer. So I thought, let's do the challenge. I don't know how it's going to work in terms of, hopefully Scentsy will be longer lasting, but we're going to find out. So in the whiff box this month, I got Now and Zen. So I am going to start using that March 1st, and I'm going to actually have a Bath & Body Works soap and the Now and Zen soap in my bathroom here. And the reason I'm doing it that way is so I can control it, and my kids aren't going to screw it up. The rest of the family is not going to screw it up. So one time I wash my hands, I'm going to use Bath & Body Works. The next time I'm due to wash my hands, I'm going to use Scentsy, and I'm going to use a full pump or what I feel is needed to wash my hands. Because I mean, sometimes if you're putting on makeup or something like that, if you put on soap, sometimes you look and you still feel like a grime. So you might have to do it a couple times. And then I'm going to see how long each lasts or what runs out. So I want you guys to, if you can, pick up a Scentsy hand soap and a Bath & Body Works hand soap, or a different company's hand soap of your choice, and try to do a challenge in a controlled environment. So don't leave one in one bath and one in another. Try to do it as fair as you can. If you don't do it super fair, just maybe indicate that. But you can tag me on Instagram, or you can message me down. We're gonna do it for March, April, and I think the end of May. I'm gonna kind of talk a little bit about it, because some people take a long time to go through soaps, especially if you're using two at the same time. So we're gonna do like a 3-month soap challenge and see how they compare, and see what you think in terms of dryness. Now, you might not be able to compare dryness if you're alternating, but I know personally one definitely dries out my hands and one does not. So anyway, that is it. That is my Scentsy Empties and my long-winded challenge. Thank you for spending the last 35 minutes with me. I hope you guys have a great day in your neck of the woods. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. And also, don't forget, if you're new to my channel and you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I'd love to have you. So take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.